got swallowed up by the pack. Then he comes right back again and drifts right down into the turn one. A great move by Chris Stewart, and he finds himself in second position. And Poland, once again, off to a semi-bad start, as he did in the last time, finds himself in fourth. Oh, the rider off in a big way outside of turn number 2. The rider went down hard, and the bike flipped it end over end. And it looks like the rider, we can't see him in the dust there, but a rider off hard. He slid off over there in turn number 2, and the bike catapulted end over end going into turn number 2. Now Chris Stewart leads the pack as they go down on top of the hill, and Poland's still hanging in there in fourth position. He's got 2 riders between him and the leader, and we're going to find out as they come down that front straightaway. Okay, we just got word that was Doug Poland that went down in turn number 2. 296 is the word we got that went down over there. Tough break for Doug Poland. $1,300 was in his grasp. Here they come. Chris Stewart now doesn't know about this incident yet as he comes down the front straightaway. Chris Stewart leading. Richard Moore second. Dave Langford third. Then comes bike number 181, Curtis Adams running in fourth position. So that was Doug Poland that went down over there in turn number 2. In 6th spot was bike number 20, Walt Nito, and in 7th spot, bike number 82, Mike Minnig, and in 8th spot, bike number 711, and that was the incredible, I don't have a 711 down here on my list. It looks like that was Barry Taylor. He went in as bike number 930, and it looks like they changed it at the last minute. But story of the race right now is sitting out there in turn number 2. It looks like he's up and sitting on his bike. But the crash wreck's going to him right now, and Doug Poland looks like he's up and okay, but that motorcycle is definitely history. I think that $1,300 he just made in the 750 race is going to be put right back into that motorcycle that's sitting over there in a heap over there in turn number 2. So sometimes you can make money at this sport, and sometimes you can't. But it looks like in Poland's book, at the end of this weekend, his balance sheet's going to read even. Here comes Chris Stewart out in front. He now has seen that incident over there and knows what's up. Richard Moore in second. Dave Langford still running in 3rd spot. Then comes bike number 10. That is Marty Siegel running there in 4th spot, and Curtis Adams running there in 5th. So they more or less stretch themselves out right now. The only race on the track right now is for 2nd and 3rd between Moore and Langford. Of course, Langford on the Shelby Thompson sponsored Suzuki, Moore on that Vance and Hines Suzuki. And out in front right now is Chris Stewart. And of course, Chris Stewart out of Sunland, California, his tuner John Schaefer, and he's got to be a happy man right now. Fox Racing and Mansinger Racing sponsoring Chris Stewart out there. And if he keeps that up, he'll have $1,300 to his credit if he can hold on to that lead. But right now, it's going to pace a little bit as they go over the top of the hill and down that back straightaway. I don't think this race is quite over yet. It certainly is over for Poland over there on the outside of turn number 2. Coming out of turn number 9. Oh, we got another rider riding off. Over there in the turn 9, they said a 3-rider duel. Now it's a 2-rider duel. And now it is Stewart coming by and Langford coming by, so it's Richard Moore that went off the track, but he rode it off and he lost about 3 positions. He's going to ride it back on again. Look at this. Curtis Adams and bike number 10, Marty Siegel, really having a knockout, drag-out duel for 4th spot. And Richard Moore gets back on the track again, back there in 6th position. Walter Nito now in 5th. But Richard Moore having a terrible time today. He's been in 2 or 3 races now, and it's very unusual to see Moore not go away, at least with a lot of money in his pocket. And this time it's just eluding him to all ends. but he must have got caught up in some of that oil over there, and he rode the bike off. At least he didn't pitch it down sideways. Good job of riding as he went this guy must have been a motocross a couple of years ago, because he rode that out very, very nicely. But right now, let's keep our eyes on the leaders again as we spot them coming down the hill. That three-rider duel, as we mentioned, for the lead is now a two. Langford out of Whittier, California, and of course $1,300 for first, $800 for second, and right now Stewart looks like he's got that $1,300 in the bag. Here comes Stewart. These bikes getting up to about 145, 150 miles an hour down this front straightaway. Langford seems now to be picking it up a little bit on your leader. We may have a race before the end of this race is done after all. And we've definitely got a race for third right now, and there's a lot of money involved in that. That's between Siegel and Curtis Adams. And these guys are also racing for about $300 or $400. So we might want to keep our eye on that race for third. There's a red Toyota Celica parked in the back here that's blocking the snack bar. License plate number 1GPL 364. We need it to be moved. Okay, we're looking for our leaders. Here comes Stewart out of turn number 9. Oh, he goes wide out of turn number 9. And look at that, Langford still holding court in second spot, but it looks like Langford lost a lot of real estate coming out of 9 that time. As he started to close in on Stewart, he's dropped back a little bit now. And the battle for third is still hot and heavy. Look at this, Adams, and it looks like Siegel, and Siegel holding the court right now over Adams as they come out of turn number 9. And as we mentioned, that battle there for about $400 as they go into turn number 1. Right now it's still Chris Stewart with a couple of laps to go. Okay, it looks like Richard Moore, after that incident up there in turn number 9, is coming back into the fray again. He was up there running in second spot, dropped back to 6th when he went off the track, and now he's past Walter Nino, and he's back up into 5th spot. So Richard Moore trying to make up a little time. He might pocket a little money from Suzuki this time. Remember, all you guys now that are in this race, you not only get the Suzuki money, but Bates is pitching in $50 for the win, and Calgard $50 for the win. You're going to get $50 from Base Leathers also for the win. So a lot of money involved if Chris Stewart can still hold on to his position as Langford tries to gun him down. Looking for John Raleigh to give him the white flag this time around. As they go by, they got about another 2 laps to go. As they head around turn number 1, it's Stewart now starting to maintain control once again up there in the lead. Langford, nothing he can do about second spot. And now look at this, Siegel now starting to pull away from a very determined Curtis Adams. And Richard Moore now looks like he's going to be relegated to 5th position, and he's more or less going to stick in that position. He doesn't look like he's going to be able to move up all that much. Walter Nito holding down 6th spot. Mike Minnig still holding down 7th spot. And then comes Barry Taylor. He's holding down 8th position. We have 450 and 600 stock production up to the pre-grid, please. 450, 600 stock production. Remember, remember Honda will be giving out money in this race. I don't know if they're doing it this time, but I'm sure they'll be doing it in the future. And Yamaha as well. Okay, John Raleigh has the white flag out. Chris Stewart's got it. 2.5 miles to go for Chris Stewart, and he'll pocket himself $1,300. And if we can have attention in the Chris Stewart pits for a real quick interview, we'll get him down here at the base of the announcer's tower for a real quick interview, and then we'll send you back racing again. So things are more or less set in position for the checkered flag to come out. It will be Stewart. It'll be Langford in second, and of course he doesn't go away empty-handed. In second spot, he'll pick up $800. And in third spot, it should be Marty Siegel, and then Curtis Adams in fourth. It looks like it'll be Richard Moore, who had a chance to win this thing. He'll finally end up getting fifth spot after running off the track in turn number 9. Oh boy, the wind's really kicking up. Boy, I'll tell you, it's going to be tough on Chris Stewart. Just to